Now, what should be done? It should before you open up.
Attorney,
So I ask myself,
attorney, not even in 24 hours.
Therefore,
The file has not traveled.
Therefore, the logic
File has not traveled even 24 hours. As if
very
the
well.
lightning speed is there.
Therefore,
What kind of evaluation is there?
let me ask myself a question.
Yes. Please,
I have seen.
yourself.
If your lordships were to go, please hold your mouth. If your lordships were to go into question. Yes, sir.
The first page is the Attorney General's.
That's right.
Note.
My note.
It is not the part of the.
No.
Very well.
It's just how you look at it. It's a.
The Attorney General's note, para 6, last line, your lordship's made.
I mean, I suppose there will be a room for a very small, narrow debate. We are not here at a mini trial on this here today.
No, I'm not
Yes,
remotely
please.
challenging you.
Yes.
Not remotely challenging you. Let me.
So what we find, we can just straight away put to you at page 4, at present the Chief Election Commissioner so.
Page 4.
That's right. You got it. According to the database of IAS officers serving and retired
Yes.
in the pursuit of secretary to the government has been assessed on the basis of the database maintained. I would like to suggest the name of 4 names for the consideration of the minister. So and so, 1985 man. They are not taking.
That is how it has always been done.
No.
I'm sorry.
Our question is not.
I'm sorry.
So, this is done by the Minister of Law and Justice.
That's right.
So he picks up the names. Okay. From the panel of 4 names for consideration, so and so, 1983 batch, then somebody from again 83 batch,
That is
and 85.
because
So
regardless of the batch, what happens?
We'll come back to it.
Anyway.
We have got enough material. More
Yes.
tell you. This is put up on 1811.
Yes.
Correct? You find that the file moves on the same day.
Yes.
And so first it goes to the minister.
Yes.
Then I don't know the name
Yes.
of some officer. Then it goes to the hands of yet another person, fairly senior man from the name. Again on 1811.
Yes.
Then the Prime Minister says, considering experience, profile, suitability, I recommend the name on the same day. So this is we want not for any kind of confrontation, little sort of, is it done in such
No.
haste,
No.
if I may use the word?
No, not
with any
not
kind of.
because I've
With the
examined.
tearing urgency that, that all of this is done, and, you require some time to contemplate.
That impression, Evini, I think your lordship will not have.
No. What
I've
I'm
looked
saying is,
into.
I can only tell you something. That is a personal experience.
Please do.
If you go to any office,
Please do.
any government office, usually somebody at the bottom of the pyramid will say, so it travels up to the top of the pyramid and then get approved. One way of bureaucratic how it functions. I have personal experience. It happened in one case of mine. So ultimately, it said, can we do it? The question went to the bottom of the pyramid. Yes, it can be done. That is
Right.
So we are just tackling this issue.
I just wanted to say something. I certainly know that.
Otherwise, we'll be insincere to you. If we don't tell you what is in our mind, we'll be untruthful to you.
Would I have not asked the same question myself?
We just come to you. Now we see the man.
One thing I'd like to hear.
Your lordship, please.
According to your first page,
Fourth page.
no, not your note.
My note.
This vacancy became available on 15th of May. This vacancy
Yes.
became available on 15th of May.
Yes.
Can you show us that from May to November 18th, in such an interregnum period, what was that prevailed upon the government to initiate the process in a manner that is everything is to be done within a shortest possible time in a super fast mechanism?
May I respond? I'll definitely respond.
You want something?
I have now. What is the process
We
we are
know
looking at?
We know
What is the process we are looking at?
AG,
Is it comparable?
where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yes.
But at the same time,
And the notification is brought on the same
the same day process, the same day clearance,
1 minute.
the same day application,
Yes.
the same day acceptance, and the same day appointment.
Very well. Now, what should be done? It should before you open up.
Attorney,
So I ask myself.
attorney, not even in 24 hours,
Therefore,
the file has not heard.
Therefore, the logic.
File has not traveled even 24 hours, as if
Yeah, very
the
well.
lightning speed is there.
Therefore,
What kind of evaluation is there?
let me ask myself a question.
Yes, please.
I have
question
seen.
yourself.
If your lordships were to go, please hold your mouth. If your lordships were to go into question, I must produce all those instances of appointment from 2015 onwards. So every time the matter has moved within a matter of 2 to 3 days, maximum 3 days time. I can show all those files. There is no doubt whatsoever in how the speed, if the speed is not there, then you say the court, I just want to clarify some basic
One
points.
thing. Sometimes it is possible because of paucity of time, vacancy may lapse, officer may leave. There is some requirement. Sometimes we also move at very fast speed.
Right.
Fairly good. Nothing wrong in it. Merely because it's a faster mode, absolutely no problem. We are not in that. But the question is, we are asking you, from 15th May 22, this vacancy was there. Can you show us that after, and you have recorded in this order, that court has already taken note of the matter. Matter is now sub judice, taken care of, and since there is no stay granted by the court, that's why there is no hindrance. This is you are noted.
There I must respond to.
The appointment is same day.
Let me ask a question. I'm asking a question. These are concerns which normally will come to the mind of anybody. Why is it happening so great speed? There are how many instances of appointments in public positions? Happen within 24 hours? Happen within 12 hours? Therefore, are we finding a fault? I'm so sorry.
It's not there. You're right. There may be telling you can't be deciding it on the basis of. But the point is there is a context. We are considering.
I'll tell you. There I want to respond to that.
Number one. Number two, we are again coming back to the manner in because we are really concerned with the structure. The see, the whole thing is, we come to page 4 again, we are requesting you to come to page 4. They say on the basis of the database maintained by the Department of Personnel.
Yes.
And what is it, TPNT, I think?
Department of Personal Training.
Personal training, yes. I would like to suggest a panel of 4 names for consideration. Now, from the vast reservoir of officers, senior officers that you have, is what is the criteria? How do you select? If you don't enlighten, we will not be getting anywhere.
So, sir.
See, supposing it is like this, you toss a coin, okay, that you win. If both sides is heads, the person who says heads, you win. If you are going to, what you are trying to say is, we are being very blunt. If, for example, if it is carefully chosen, all these 4 persons are chosen from persons who are, again, we may just borrow the yes man kind of thing. If you don't give room for people who may be, we are just concerned with the process of selection, Attorney General. We are not speaking about the individuals or anything. We are nothing against any one of them. In fact, we must also fairly notice that this person selected is a gold medalist in mathematics at the stage of PA, my favorite subject. Again, gold medalist, he's a brilliant academic record he has. But we told you, it is not just being brilliant. That's the calling. There's a need for the particular post. The question is, you may have a man, we are not saying this about him, that he's excellent in terms of academics. But he's docile.
I mean, how do we,
most important?
I ask myself a question. Is therefore a lens by which either the executive says he is a docile person, he is a loyalty oath person. Somebody else will say, no, he is not a docile person, he is no loyalty oath. Which is the lens which the court will look into?
Yes.
I mean, which lens will look into? There is no litmus test. There is no litmus test by which your lord will say, some yes man is hiding somewhere, lurking one, I'll pick him up and therefore hold him on to this. I think that can do.
Okay, now you tell us, how did the law minister pick up these 4 names from the database?
I tell you, then the bad seniority. That's why we have explained. Your lordships have seen the yesterday's note.
The reason is that it is from this 4, admittedly, the Prime Minister has finally recommended 1 name.
Yes.
So he gets to see these names. The law minister prepares a panel, as it were, and that is a field of choice from which you select somebody. Correct? This is a procedure. Now,
your lordship, sir.
Let's see the
Right.
Now, if you come to the actual selection of this man,
can I intervene for a minute?
Just a moment.
I will very humbly make an appeal to the court.
One more thing and then we leave it.
Your lordship.
The field is yours. If they note can we take the name of the officer if you have no objection? Because I think it should be not the other person who recommended. He will not take so-and-so, that is a present incumbent, appointee, who is to superannuate in the month of December 2022 and has taken voluntary retirement. He is the youngest of the 4 persons on the panel, considering the experience, age profile, and suitability, may be considered. Now, he is the youngest. So, is it that being the youngest will provide him with the criteria for being appointed? Are the others being a little older than?
Your lordships had been repeatedly putting me one question about.
Now I'm.
Yes. I only wish to assist the court with the best of my understanding. I've looked at it is not. Your lordship, please.
We find the voluntary retirement notification and everything.
It is in somebody else's hands.
He
is a Punjab cadre person.
No, does it operate in there? You have seen the other 5.
Yes.
Does it happen like this?
No. It's just a person, a coincidence.
We don't have this.
Every time these coincidences do not really happen.
Knowledge of
that. Yes. May I just lord, he is a Punjab cadre person. The Punjab government is a to the extent of influencing the chief secretary of the government of Punjab to get a voluntary retirement in effect.
We are not even.
So therefore,
we are not hinting that
was
the tailor made.
It is difficult to go into those lines.
Does it happen like this?
No,
normally?
it can always happen. Voluntary retirements, he is going to retire on 31st of December.
Attorney,
31st of December is going to anyway retire.
attorney, come to page 4
Yes.
and paragraph 3. What is your foundation for this paragraph? Page 4, paragraph 3 is a note of the Minister of Law and Justice. Paragraph 3.
Right.
What is
Your
the
Lordship, kindly
foundation?
come back to my paragraph 6 of my note yesterday. No, please come back.
Sorry.
We say.
Sorry. Your note can only a compilation of what transpires from the report.
It is the entire summing up of the convention that is being followed.
Attorney, we are requesting you, please answer us and then we go to the note.
Please kindly come back.
Please answer us first.
Unless you not look into that.
Attorney, we are requesting you, please answer us.
A panel is prepared.
Attorney, we are requesting you, please answer us.
I'm giving the answer.
Please, what is para 3?
Giving the
and
answer.
what is the foundation?
I'm giving the answer. In terms of the convention, retired officers, serving officers they're all prepared. Both serving and retired officers are also prepared. So the preparation is the basis of what yesterday's question repeated.
Show us your note, what it says.
The note itself is self-explanatory. The other 3 officers who also been brought into the panel, they are persons who belong to the earlier batch. But by reason panel is prepared on the basis of one criteria.
We are on a different point.
Yes.
You may now justify the way the panel is there. We are not on that. He just put a question to you.
Yeah.
In reference to para 3 of the note
Yes.
of the Ministry of Law and Justice,
Yes.
which he just requested. We want what is the foundation of record of the certification recorded by the ministry based on paragraph 3.
Correct. There are 2 steps here involved, Your Lordship. One, a panel to be prepared on the basis of the DOPT database, and who would retire at what point of time, and then what will be the tenure available to them. All on the basis of those considerations, the panel is requested. That is how it has been done.
We are requesting you. Show us
That's how it has been. No.
show us the foundation for para 3.
So you get us we would like to see, again, we're telling you this is not adversarial as you very correctly understood it. And we hope you don't take it as adversarial.
Yes.
We are trying to find out whether we should interfere, whether we should granular, because you have made a very powerful argument. We are mindful of that. That there is a system in place. And that system is worked well. There is no arbitrariness. Everything is working very well.
I would endorse that.
We produce this also. So it so happens that you are relying upon this ministers on the basis of the database maintained by the.
That is a database which is available on the website. Anybody can look into the database.
Okay.
Now, what happens on the basis of the database?
Just look at
A small shortlisting. For a shortlisting is something. Yes, anybody can look at the database.
Exactly.
That's right.
Find out from where is it database. What do you find out?
It's a database maintained by DOPT
Okay.
of all the civil servants.
That's right.
Yes, yes.
So how if we get the DOPT, how did the law minister, zero in on just 4 names?
A shortlisting or a zeroing in will be guided by, have been broadly guided by. So far, of course, that could be a little lapse here and there. Broadly guided by the what amount of tenure a person will have as an election commissioner, and thereafter whether will be a chief election commissioner. Therefore, in this case,
That's one more thing we like.
That's right. That's right.
You see,
That
under the Act,
6 years.
6 years. Please read that.
Yes, yes.
It is 6 years both for the election commissioner and.
That's why yesterday note I showed your lordship.
Therefore, what
many of them are 5 years.
That we are telling you. We understood that. Yesterday we couldn't ask you, but when we went back, we just thinking of it. 6 years is for the election commissioner. Separately, there is a term of 6 years meant for the chief election commissioner.
Yes.
If you see the Act, we hope the Act is very clear. Just read that.
Yes, the chief election commissioner or an election commissioner shall hold office for a term of 6 years from the date on which he assumes his office.
Correct.
Number 1. And number 2, kindly turn also to.
And let's just pause for a moment. Let's understand that.
Your Lordship.
We are a little slow.
I'm so sorry.
What you're trying to tell you is
yes,
the chief election commissioner will have a separate term for 6 years. The election commissioner will have a separate term for 6 years. This is what we can understand. The meaning of that is
Yes.
both will have. Otherwise, you cannot possibly contemplate giving meaning to the proviso which says, in case an election commissioner completes 5 years before the expiry of 6 years, he will vacate office. So the term again of the chief election commissioner, if he completes
That will depend upon the,
we are saying now what happened, we understand, is after
Yes.
93, when the two posts of election commissioner have been created, you have followed a pattern by which you are combining both 6 plus 6, 12, and then you are making it approximate to 6. And then you say that this is fine. It
I
may
was
not
not,
be, faithful to the interpretation which flows from very clear language used in section. Say 6 years for the election commissioner, 6 years for the chief election commissioner.
Good Lordships, just look into the dynamics of the appointment, retirement. So, is it always possible to hold that a chief election commissioner, on being appointed to have a 6-year tenure, must, before becoming an election commissioner, must still have a longer, he must enter the election commission office as an election commissioner with a fairly 6 years of tenure. Therefore, we have to go down into seniority, find out when somebody will retire, all the dynamics of flexibility. Can you therefore look into that?
What Sheshan